This is RetroRalph live from E3. Let's do it.
Hey guys, I'm here with David from AtGames, and he gave me a special invite to look at the AtGames Legends Ultimate System. So, David, this is pretty exciting. I'm blown away by what I've seen so far, so maybe we can just ask some general questions about the unit, and if that's okay?
Of course, yeah, happy to walk you through.
All right, so how, obviously the height of this alone is just more a traditional arcade cabinet, so maybe just real quick, like how tall is this unit?
I believe it's 66 inches tall, to be precise, and I'm not exactly sure what that translates into feet, but one of our fans will post that in the comments below.
Okay, awesome. So, one of the things I noticed right away on this is it looks like you guys have definitely brought it up and made it a little bit more ergonomical for for the gamer. Was that kind of well thought out that we wanted to be as true to a real life arcade cabinet as possible? Or
of course, yeah. This is the real deal here. Like, it's the full scale, the control panels, almost the exact same height. Similarly, like, I know you mentioned this earlier off the record, but the monitor is at the perfect angle as well for viewing to stand up and play, as these were intended to be.
Yeah, and I noticed that. So I played with a buddy a little while ago, before off camera, and we were playing Street Fighter 4, and it was really comfortable to play. And I noticed, something when you're playing arcade games is you don't really want to have to put your head down like this, because obviously over time it hurts your neck, and we tend to play for a while. So, so anyways, we'll move on to some other things. Right now, it doesn't look like the marquee is lit, and that's something that a lot of the guys like to see on their arcade to keep it more traditional. What are your thoughts on the future plans around that?
Well, this is an early prototype, so final production may have the light up. I'm pretty sure it is slated to have the light up marquee, so don't let the non-lit up marquee dissuade you, because the final production should have it.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. And then I did notice, the arcade controls seem, very authentic. They seem of high quality. Are you guys disclosing at this time, what brands you're using, or can you speak a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so these are not brand specific as far as I'm concerned right now, but they are very close to a brand that people are very familiar with in the industry. So I'm not going to drop any names, but they are very high quality, and I know you played on them earlier, maybe you can attest to this, they are very, very high end.
Yeah. No, and it feels that way very much so. I had no issues with the controls. They feel really, really good. So yeah, I love it. So there's some aesthetic details I thought were kind of interesting to talk about. And then we'll get to more of the games, which is really the fun part, right? But I was noticing, like, there's a nice molding on it. It looks like traditional T molding on a cabinet like this, and that's a nice touch to kind of keep it arcade authentic. But the things that were most exciting to me, I think, were the software features. I mean, things like, obviously it has the 350 built-in games,
yeah.
And I think that's still the full list isn't available yet, right?
That is right. Yeah, that's to be determined. Final.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, but there's we went through a series of those, and they're more traditional arcade titles, but the arcade net option was really neat. So that was this ability for AtGames. You guys are hosting a service for customers. It's a cloud-based service, and can you tell me just a little bit more about that cloud service? What your plans are to offer? Maybe when the product's generally available.
Definitely, yeah. So through Wi-Fi capabilities, the arcade net is offering the option to purchase games, or offering a subscription where you get a variety of different games that will change probably monthly, or we haven't quite determined the time frame on that. Yeah. So if you want to pay a monthly subscription fee, you get a variety of games, or if you have a specific game that you like that isn't one of the 350 games, you're able to then purchase it and run it through our cloud service, so the cabinet itself doesn't have to run it. So if it's a more modern game that requires higher processing than a traditional arcade could handle, you're able to run that through the cloud.
I love that. I mean, I love that for a lot of reasons. So we were talking off record for a little while, and I really like that. Hey, maybe I'm not someone that wants the subscription, but there's like a couple games that I do like, and so I'm not committing either way. I can either purchase things ad hoc or go with the subscription and have a little bit more flexibility and options. The other thing I noticed is, obviously, when you do ArcadeNet, like you said, you're streaming the games. We're on hotel Wi-Fi, and the thing's running freaking great. Like, I was so impressed. I mean, yes, hotel Wi-Fi usually sucks, right? But it was running really good. And, obviously there's some latency when you're on hotel Wi-Fi, but it did a good job, whether it's buffering the content or not. It did a good job where it felt that I'm not noticing that lag within the gameplay. And keep in mind, disclaimer, hotel Wi-Fi, like I said. So that was really neat. And then one of the really cool features that I think will open this cabinet up to more people is this whole idea about bring your own game, which that's really cool because it's usually bring your own, beer or whatever. But game is cool. You can bring your own beer and game. But bring whatever you want with it, but bring your own game.
Yeah.
So maybe tell me a little bit more about. I liked this feature a lot, but I want to hear it from your perspective. But bring your own game was really neat. So tell me what services are offered for bring your own game.
Definitely. So for BYOG, bring your own game, I've messed up that acronym a few times actually, but it's allowing you to bring over your PC gaming library into the arcade itself. So Steam, Blizzard, Epic Games, things like Fortnite, World of Warcraft, anything now in your Steam library can now be played on this arcade cabinet. Now you want to be careful, you're going to have to use, not all the games are going to be mapped out perfectly to the arcade itself. So that being said, you may have to do some tinkering. Specific games, like my colleague mentioned, like first-person shooters, for example, there's no analog stick. However, this cabinet does have Bluetooth capability, so you're now able to use a wireless controller if you want to play those games.
So sorry, I was excited on the camera. David's making my job really difficult because RetroRalph is all about modding things. So, come on, man. I mean, you're not giving me anything to mod. I'm very excited about this because, honestly, I was really sitting here, and yes, I'm at the booth, and yes, David invited me, but I don't have the software on this thing, even though what we're looking at isn't the final production unit, has so many cool features. And some of the features that were traditional AtGames features are actually bleeding over to this cabinet. And a couple of those, I know there's Rewind. Do you mind talking about some of the other ones? I know there's some options for saving games. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's going to appeal to a lot of people.
Definitely. So if you want to take a look over on the control panel here, there's a rewind button. So in certain circumstances, we actually talked about this earlier, sometimes the boss stages get really, really challenging. And one little mistake can really cost you the end of the game. So you press that button, it'll bring you back. I'm not sure the exact time frame, but it allows you to correct those errors and then continue the game as if nothing happened. In addition, what this cloud service offers is the ability to save the game in multiple different games. So now if you're in a specific game and you want to turn down the machine, you can save it, you can pick it up later, and there's no problems, no questions asked there.
Okay, cool. And so we went to there was one other question, obviously, when we're doing, we were doing this whole idea of streaming games, which is really with that Google Stadia, which we're going to see somewhere, at the show, I'm sure, it's becoming a popular thing to stream games. Obviously, internet connectivity requirements, we talked about it, they seem pretty minimal and reasonable for what you'd need. But is there an option to hard connect it to Ethernet if maybe you don't have, Wi-Fi available that's fast enough or something like that?
Definitely, yeah. So it is Ethernet compatible. And very similar to Wi-Fi. If you have any streaming service at your house, you should be fine with the Wi-Fi that you currently have. There will be minimum specs uploaded onto our website if you're curious as to what that will require, but any sort of standard Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection will be compatible with this unit.
Seriously, guys, I can't trip David up right now. It's really kind of frustrating me. He has an answer for every question I have. But anyways, so one other thing that I really thought was neat that you guys had, I keep saying one other thing, there's actually a lot that's pretty neat about this, but there's this little, I want to call it a breakout area here, and it's got, HDMI and USB as well as this selector switch. So I thought that was kind of neat, and you showed me a feature that I thought was really neat, that you can actually connect other consoles of the Blast series. I think it's the Blast series only right now, but that will actually plug in and you can use that. So there's a backwards compatibility aspect to the machine, which is that's a pretty well thought out idea. So can you talk a little bit about that maybe?
Definitely. So if you've supported us and played any of our other Blast games, it's not like now you bought this, you no longer need that. You can plug that into this device and it automatically maps out to the current joystick button configuration, and now you can play those built-in games from the Blast stick on this unit, fully compatible.
David's leaving me speechless. I don't even know what to say now. So other things I want to cover, just a couple more items, and then we'll let David off the hook here. But the speakers. So there's two speakers. It seems like they're mounted front facing.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of a neat feature, I think, just because that's traditionally where they would be, and it is stereo, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very neat. And then, there's obviously some aesthetic things that I really enjoyed about it. It looks like there's a nice quality bezel. And we had talked a little bit about side art because, a lot of people are particular about side art. So there's going to be some side art options in the future, maybe?
That is correct. We are currently deciding on what that will look like. But currently it does seem like you'll be able to interchange the side art. No more information on that just yet.
Okay, so this whole bring your own game feature, I want to jump back to that for a second because obviously I love Street Fighter, and you know I definitely want to show everyone that. But David, will you play me in Street Fighter?
Happily.
All right, I'm taking David on.
All right, now I'm not going to pump my own tires. I've played a little bit.
Oh, he's
with some pro
practicing.
gamers, but I'll go easy for sure.
Oh, he's practicing. I am holding a mic at the same time, so I'm a little disadvantaged, but
No problem at all.
yeah, well, I'm just trying to make it so if you do beat me, I have an excuse, you know?
So we're currently streaming this game. A traditional arcade, as we mentioned earlier, wouldn't necessarily be able to handle the processing power for Street Fighter, the new edition, of course.
Yeah.
We're currently running this off the cloud, and it's doing all the processing power for us, and then just streaming it to this arcade. All right.
All right, David, you ready? We're going to do this.
Yeah. I've been waiting. I've watched RetroRalph's channel grow from the beginning, so this is also a fun moment for me, I think.
Uh-oh, I think we messed up.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
I'm on player 2 for some reason.
That's all right. We got it
all right,
backwards,
all right,
but
we'll
we're
do
going to
it.
play anyways. Where are you going to be?
Well, I always do my standard Ryu, so I'm just going to go there.
It would only be fair if I was Ken then.
All right, we got this.
Are you a Street Fighter fan? Do you play the game at all?
Yeah, I actually, so early days of the channel, I built a Street Fighter 4 cabinet, but, so yeah, so I definitely like it, but I'm definitely more of a, like, old school Street Fighter, but we'll, I'll do my best here.
All
right. You were kind of talking a big game, so.
I know. I got into Street Fighter at EVO, so all the pro players were kicking my butt, but they taught me a thing or two.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have something to learn here. Oh, pulls out the spinning kick on it. All right.
Going in early.
All right.
Uh-oh, David, you're making me feel, uh-oh. I do this a lot. I fall off the train tracks toward the end of a fight. I don't know why that happens with me.
I started off weak, all right? I got to get some damage. You're going to perfect me over here. I can't talk all this smack and then get my butt kicked on camera. That's not good.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Hey, this is a family channel. You got to watch that language, David.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Oh, no.
Oh, we should just end it here.
All right. I'll go strong for round 2.
All right, we had round 2, and then David's got to go. So we got to go, and David's got to go.
All right, I need to redeem myself. I can't talk all that smack and get my butt kicked here.
Oh, he starts with a Hadouken. Okay. And then, David, we're not running the audio right now, but the audio is stereo and all that stuff.
That is correct. We had quite a few meetings in here before you got in, so the volume was muted for professional reasons. But yeah, the sound is very nice. It's actually, it'll be fully customizable. Like, it's not just like high, low, off. It'll be like fully like,
Yeah, it'll be variable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you that question, actually. I'm excited about that because there's been a little bit of, people want to have that ability to tune the volume the way they want, right?
Of course.
Especially if they have, like, people in the house, and I might win again.
Well, sometimes, oh no.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
No, I'm not. That's the sad part.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, now it's getting intense. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, we're so close. I'm going to wait. I'm waiting for it.
Oh, wait. There it is.
What? All right, we're going to leave it 1-1, and I'll just have to come back next time, and we'll do it again. But
until next time.
Thanks, David, for doing this. This was awesome.
No problem.
Everyone's been like super nice here and welcoming, and I'm just super excited for this to come out. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. So thanks again, David.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. All right.
Take care, guys.
That's a wrap.